Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome into Hockey Night in Minnesota here on Kare 11 Plus, Kare 11 streaming platforms, and MNHockey.tv. I'm Brandon Spratt, joined tonight by Matt Harrington. We're out here at the Victoria Rec Center in Victoria for a girls' Class A versus AA matchup, and a good one here tonight. It's Holy Family Catholic with a record of 18-5-1, and Orono at 15-3-4. And Matt, expecting a good one here tonight. These teams used to play each other in conference play. Orono moved to the Metro West starting last season, but they meet tonight for the first time in a couple of years.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brandon. It should be a fun one here tonight. And yeah, these two teams not that far geographically from each other. And so obviously when you have that, you get a little bit of a rivalry brewing. And like you mentioned, Orono now part of the Metro West, so kind of renewing their rivalry here. And the last time they met, you mentioned it just a bit, was on January 19th, 2021. So about 2 years ago, that was a 2-2 tie here at the Victoria Rec Center. So that was a good game. I think we're going to get something very similar to that score here tonight.
Yeah, Holy Family coming in on a pretty good run here. You see the 5 losses, the 1 ties, a lot of those against, very top competition. You could say the same thing for Orono as well. In fact, there are 4 ties up on the board. That is tied for the most in this state with Cloquet Esco Carleton, that is also tied 4 times this season as well. And, obviously we're getting into the last week of the regular season. Both these teams looking to roll into what's going to be a very difficult section for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the difficult section. Certainly for Holy Family, I think all eyes are set on potentially them and the Minnetonka Skippers playing in the section final there as well. But for Orono, not going to be an easy cakewalk for them either. They've got some tough competition in their section as well. But looking at these records, it's been fun to watch these two teams grow and learn throughout the season.
Now we're going to throw up our matchup stats here tonight. Take a look, and you're going to see pretty similar across the board. Goals per game favors Orono by just a little bit. Goals against per game favors Holy Family. Both these teams better than 3.2 goals per game over their opponents. Good power plays, good penalty kills, good in their last 5. Something's got to give here tonight.
Yeah, Orono has won 5 in a row entering tonight. They had a tie against Benilde St. Margaret's the game before that. And then Holy Family just has that 1 loss in their last 5. But you mentioned the goals against per game, 1.17, very low number for the Fire. That, of course, thanks to Sedona Blair, who's been outstanding this year, the University of New Hampshire commit. That save percentage, by the way, Brandon, .950. I mean, that is as good as it gets at the high school level.
Yeah, she's 4th in the state with that .950 save percentage. Also with the 5 shutouts, 1.30 goals against. You have 2 really strong veteran goaltenders here tonight, and Celia Dahl on the other side for Orono. Not a slouch either. We're going to throw up the Orono starters here. They're going to start their second line, but this line's going to play a lot as well with Kaylee Schmidt, Macy Rasmussen, and then the 8th grader, Maddie Kimbrell, or 9th grader rather, Orono. And this is who will actually start tonight for Orono. They're going to throw Zoe Lopez up front with Alex Nickham and Annika Fortin. Allie Plyman, Alex Paulson on the back end. Meg Grandy and Grace Pickett, their other D pair, is going to play a ton as well. And then the third line for the Spartans is Alex Christian, Josie Raish, and Hannah Jones. And this is Holy Family. They're going to start Katya Sander, Josie Lynn, and Maddie Helmstetter up front. Keep an eye on Helmstetter, 1 point away from 150 in her career. They're going to start Valentini and Paydosh. Then on the back end, you have second line is Schugel and Knutson. They're going to play a whole bunch as well. Second line with Limke, Haley Box, and Taylor Keppel. And both of these 3-line teams, the Fire's third line is a little bit younger. You have Jenna Allen, Maddie Braun, and then a first-year Addie Cowan that I know they're very excited about. You have Casey Cronin there on the back end, but she's going to rotate in there and play shifts with the top unit, the second unit. That's what we've seen from the Fire really all season, as they mix and match those D pairs.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of those names. A lot of depth on both of these teams. And to point something out, Brandon, is the scoring on this team for Orono. They're the only team in the state that has 8 players with more than 24 points. And you look at that, that's about a point per game roughly. And anytime you can have 8 players that do that, that's an incredibly impressive statistic. A lot of depth on their team. And a young team, too. They've got some of their leading scorers are just underclassmen as well, which is a good sign for that program moving forward.
Yeah, it certainly is. A lot of underclassmen, as you said. and 3 of those 8 are on the blue line. So Orono gets a lot of production from their blue liners. Alex Paulson, Grace Bickett, and Allie Plyman. Bickett and Plyman actually lead the team. They're 1-2 in assists. So going to look for Orono to try to generate a lot of offense from the back end, but I think these teams really match up really well. Like you said, they're both going to roll 3 lines. It's going to be a 3-line hockey game. 4D, good goaltenders. What more could you want in a girls' high school hockey matchup?
Should be a lot of fun, Brandon. We're going to step aside here for the anthem. We'll come right back with puck drop.
Remove your hands. Face our nation's flag and join us in the play of our national anthem.
And we welcome you back inside our broadcast perch here at the Victoria Rec Center in Victoria. Holy Family getting set to take on Orono. We are just about 6 minutes past top of the hour. And just a reminder, I'm Brandon Spratt, joined tonight by Matt Harrington here from Victoria. We're set for puck drop. And let's look at our starting goaltender stats, starting with the visitors from Orono.
Yeah, we will take a look at the statistics here for Orono. And as you see, the starter for them will be Celia Dahl, 14-3-4. So she has played just about every game with the exception of one. 1.30 goals against average. And get this, Brandon, 9 shutouts on the season.
Yeah, those nine shutouts tied for second in the state. And for Holy Family in goal, it's Sedona Blair, 13-5-1, a very similar mark. They have identical, matching 1.3 goals against averages, these two goaltenders. .950 on the save percentage for Sedona Blair, and she has 5 shutouts of her own.
Yeah, this is one of those games you think that on paper, yes, there's a lot of scoring, but a lot of the time it comes down to goaltending. And whoever can be the stronger, you think, of the two, we'll find out. But we know that both these teams love to put a lot of shots on goal, too.
Nickum and Lynn starting in the faceoff dot, and it's won by Josie Lynn for Holy Family. Keep an eye on her tonight. The sophomore forward has been outstanding this season. The Fire's leading scorer. She works it in deep. Valentini on the pinch, and that is 19 that will dump it out. Knutson back to retrieve for the Fire in their home white sweaters with the green breezers, green numbers, and the white gloves as well. Cursive Holy Family font on the front. Back with Knutson from Helmstetter. And Knutson will dump it in. Fire will look to change. Plyman picks it up for Orono. On the right wing, Maddie Kimbrell, 9th grade forward for Orono, one of their leading scorers. This is a team led by a lot of young players, and that's kind of been the case the last couple of years as this Spartan program just continues to build. Had their best finish at the state tournament a year ago when they took 3rd place, and they're looking to get back to St. Paul this year, although no easy task against a very competitive Section 5A. Here's Schugel for Holy Family, who twists it behind the net to the experienced Olivia Paydosh. Paydosh goes back to Schugel as the Fire already kind of juggling those D pairs a little bit. And now it's helped out. Limke goes to box. Could be a 2-on-1. Box rips one, and Dahl, that one hit somewhere up high. Maybe that neck protector, if you will. Kind of sounded like it caught that. Dahl nice and square to that early shot. Now Rasmussen along the boards. Is pinned there. We've played 90 seconds. 3 white sweaters, couple red sweaters. Who can pull it away? Big time battle in front of the penalty box. Casey Cronin is in there. And eventually it's pushed ahead by Jenna Allen. But she's defended well at the line there by Grace Bickett. She wears one of the C's for Orono. She missed the entire season last year with a torn ACL, but has come back this year and been really, really solid once again. This is Bickett with the puck. She'll push it forward. 2 minutes here without a whistle. Matt's chomping at the bit to get some analysis in. Back with Valentini, who pushes it up the right boards. Addie Braun is there. Watch for Addie Cowan as well, number 21. She missed some time with injury this season. They're very high on her here in this Holy Family program. One of several ninth graders getting a lot of ice time up front. And here's Katya Sander, another one of those. Her wrister catches the boards and goes wide. Helmstetter now, mentioned in our pregame, she's a point away from 150 in her career, spanning Minneapolis for a couple seasons and then here at Holy Family. So we'll keep an eye on that storyline here tonight. It's Sander. It's a line for Paydosh, and back to Sander. This is in the middle, but intercepted by Bickett. Actually, that was 25 Nickum. Now skating ahead here, it's Fortin. Good defensive play, though, by Sander getting back. That's something Coach Randy Keppel definitely requires of all of his forwards, including the wingers, and Sander doing a nice job there. Knutson tried to swing a D to Paydosh, broken up, though, by Nickum. Her sister Kaylee on the team a year ago, graduated. Alexa centering the second line for the Spartans. That's pushed in by Lynn. Randy plays the right boards, and Fortin, and nice play up ahead to Nickum. Could be a 3-on-2 here. Nickum around the outside, but Valentini plays it well to the boards. Nickum, this is Kimbrell at the line. Now almost 4 minutes without a whistle. Schugel and Keppel. Taps there to Box. Haley Box will dump it in. Here's May Grandy, who also wears a C. Lopez through the middle. Valentini puts it on the tape of Haley Box. Here goes Box. Her backhander hit the outside of the cage. Dahl might have got a piece of it as well. Now Braun with a good pinch. She'll work it deep, fire-changing skaters. Taps your right side for Kimbrell. Kimbrell's turned back. Bickett with it. Fanning on her clearing attempt. Bats it down with the glove. Left side, Zoe Lopez. Her sister Mia was also on the team last year, now playing some Division III hockey at College of St. Benedict in the MIAC. Plyman, jump in if you want, Matt. We've gone 4.5 minutes without a whistle.
Oh, all good. You're doing a great job. Here's a chance for Orono, though.
Rasmussen on the backhand, and that one goes wide. Falls kindly now, and Helmstetter's on that one. Helmstetter looking to turn, but Plyman in good positioning. Rasmussen picks it up. Now pushed here to Schmidt. Right wing. Paydosh with a good long reach. They'll turn it in behind. Here's Cronin for the Fire. Shots 2-0 in favor of Holy Family early. Now it's Josie Lynn. Lynn to the half wall. Helmstetter pushes toward the center of the ice. Knutson's going to work down. Top of the circle, play the boards. Sander. Helmstetter. Helmstetter looking for Lynn. That was broken up by Paulson. Comes through traffic. They jam away. It's still loose. Goal. Ref has an eye on it. Mad scramble. Backhand. Dahl got the glove on it. And we eventually do get a whistle, Matt. 5 minutes and 43 seconds into the game.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were ever going to get one, but yeah, that was a great opportunity in front, and that's what Holy Family does so well. They get a lot of bodies in front of the net to try and pound home those rebounds. They do it defensively, too. A lot of bodies in front to try and block shots, and yeah, that puck was loose under Dahl and somehow couldn't be put home, but a great look for the fam, as we like to call them. One of their best chances of the game.
Helmstetter, good feed there for Sander, who was tied up. Now Paydosh flips it back. Nice hold by Knutson. Sander down low. Intercepted by Grandy, who plays the boards up the right wing. Collision there with Fortin and Paydosh, who stepped up. Shots on goal, unofficially 6-0 here early, but I think a good few of those whacks were in there tight on that opportunity. Grandy goes D-to-D across to Bickett. That's to the middle, and it will be an icing. Do just want to note, credit to our officials as well. A lot of times you'll see that type of play blown dead prematurely. Clearly they did a nice job to keep their eye on the puck and didn't blow it dead. Unfortunately, as you said, Holy Family just couldn't find the net.
Yeah, it's a great work by the officials. And, yeah, as long as you see that puck still rolling around, you got to keep the play going, and that's what they did right there.
Box and Rasmussen on the dot. Haley Box with a good, clean win, and that shot comes in from Limke off the dot. Dahl squeezes it near the crest.
Just want to let our folks know as well, we're having a little bit of an issue with the clock, but we'll get that fixed as soon as you can. But you should be able to see at least the clock here in the arena in the top left corner of your screen.
Holy Family winning faceoffs so far. That's, of course, very important, and that's allowing them to keep a lot of possession. And here goes Haley Box. We played 6.5 minutes. Fire getting the cycle on here. Grandy defends tightly, though, on Keppel. Now Box. Down low, a little strong for Keppel. Bickett up ahead. Tried to poke it there for Kaylee Schmidt. Schugel for the Fire. Chipped it around Kimbrell. And this time it will be an icing on Holy Family. 10:01 to play, first period. We'll try to note the time a little more often as well.
Yeah, 10:01 as you mentioned. Shots are 7-0. And Dahl's had a good career here as well at Orono. She, I believe, this game, assuming she finishes, actually she's already surpassed it. 4,000 minutes here as well in her career for Orono. So very impressive here in game number 80 of her career.
Yeah, she's been largely a 3-year starter for this team. Took them to the state tournament last year after losing in the section final the year before that. That's the place that Holy Family wants to go for the first time. They've never been to state despite some really strong teams. They would have made it to state in a lot of sections a year ago. Just ran into, of course, a very tough Minnetonka team. And unfortunately for them, that's going to be the task yet again coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it could be round number 2 between those two teams. Of course, met in the Walser Tournament Championship earlier this season.
And Orono, the defending section champions, they're going to have tough work in Section 5. They lost to both of their top compatriots as well, losing regular season games to Mount West Tonka and Holy Angels. So it's going to be a very good Section 5A tournament. But this is a big test for Orono tonight. Sander to the back door. Oh, just wide. That was Helmstedter's 150th point on a plate. And unfortunately couldn't hit the target. But Holy Family getting to work here with this Helmstetter, Lynn, and Sander line. They've been really good so far. Helmstetter again. It's knocked off her tape, though, by Raish. This is third line against top line out there, and Holy Family coming away with that matchup at the moment. Lynn, power move to the front. And Dahl kept the pad down. Knudsen pinches from the point. They just keep coming. Those white sweaters. Josie Lynn goes to Limke off the bench. Limke forced wide, and Dahl will squeeze that one.
Yeah, you can tell that was a tired group out there for the Orono Spartans, and they needed a change. They get it, and now they'll have a chance to try and start something here. But down 9-0 in the shots department is Orono. They just haven't really had many good looks in the offensive zone, if any looks at all at this point.
Yeah, I can kind of remember 1 or 2 shots maybe just wide, but again, nothing on frame. Sedona Blair, no shots to deal with just yet. Lopez will play it out to neutral, and this is Schugel. Knocked down nicely, though, by Nickum. Here's Bickett. Spinning away from pressure from Limke. Now Lopez. For Fortin, she deflects that one, but was not across the red line, and that means it's an icing.
Well, you mentioned some of the other teams in Orono section, Brandon, that are going to be a threat to the Spartans. You got 3 teams right now in our top 11, and you mentioned them: Orono, being one of them, Holy Angels in Mount Westaka. Of course, the Whitehawks of Mount Westaka were here last week, and they fell 3-1 to Holy Family, but did give them a game, certainly, and we'll see if Orono can do the same here tonight.
Yeah, that's interesting. You noted that game. I know you were here for that one, so I suppose for you this is maybe a little bit of a litmus test. See how, not necessarily seeing those teams playing each other, but see how they match up with the Fire. And every game's different, but kind of maybe gives you an idea how that could look come section time. Again, Mount Westaka did defeat Orono, which was considered, I'd say, a mild upset at the time, but really anything could happen once we get to playoffs. Here's Zoe Lopez trying to work inside. Good pinch by Plyman. Tries to work down. Always active sticks, though, from the Fire skaters. Now it's Kimbrell. Kimbrell works it there to Zoe Lopez. Lopez is tied up there in the corner. Hands off for Kimbrell behind the net. Kimbrell on the backhand feeds the line. That shot is steered up onto the glass. Think that will be a shot on goal, and it is. First for the Spartans comes via Grace Bickett. That one's turned in the direction of goal as well. Now at the line. This is better from Orono as they really have their first extended shift in the offensive zone. 10.5 minutes in. Zoe Lopez, nice move, works outside. And Blair's going to glove that one down all day, every day from that type of angle.
Well, you mentioned Orono finally gets a couple shots on the board. It was a good-looking shot from Lopez, too. We know she's got some power behind that shot, but of course, Sedona Blair, a tough goaltender to beat, and she stands tall denying that chance right there.
Yeah, that's really the thing with Sedona. She is, just a big goaltender in there. She stays on her angle really well. It's hard to beat. She's a big goaltender in there and just got to be a bit of an intimidating presence even. This face off to the right of Sedona Blair. 6.5 to play in our opening period. Still no score here from Victoria. That shot, I don't know if it got all the way through, but Christian trying to fire off the dot. Arms up, penalty coming, and I think it's on Holy Family.
You are correct. We're going to get a hook here, Brandon, and I believe it will be on Paydosh. Let's see the official penalty. It is going to be on Paydosh, it looks like.
Yeah, and, it comes there with, important there. What did we see from Holy Family early? Holy Family was winning faceoffs, and that was allowing them to keep puck possession and to get shots and get chances. And what does Orono do there? They win an offensive zone faceoff, and now they get to go to work on the power play with about 6 minutes to go. And Orono's had an awesome power play this season, 31%. Fire excellent on the kill as well at 91.8. So strength on strength here with these two units. See who comes out on top. Lopez goes to the half wall here. It's up top with Paulson. Paulson trying to pull the trigger there was Nickum, but she's tied up with Valentini. Now Nickum sitting on the puck is just slammed into the ice by Valentini. And they'll get it cleared out. Here's Alex Paulson who will drop it for Plyman. Plyman to the right side for Paulson. Paulson drops it for Nickum. Nickum's going to walk down, has a little bit of room. Now she'll take it outside and reset. Nice play there by Grayson Limke to knock it away from Paulson and force her to retreat.
Those are those active sticks for Holy Family that you were mentioning.
And now Knutson on an errant pass. She'll fire it down the ice and force the Spartans to start from there with 50 seconds on their power play. Zoe Lopez away from Haley Box. Zoe Lopez, one of the top sophomores in the state. Lopez showing good hands there. Tried to feed the slot. And Knutson will rifle it down full 200 feet.
And still no shots on this power play so far for Orono with 28 to go on it.
Bickett to Grandy. Here's Grace Bickett. Picks a great pass there to Schmidt, who fans out. Looking to go to Kimbrell. Took the shot instead and then pushed it wide on the rebound. There's one shot and missed the target on the second look. Bickett at the line, deflected on the way through, kicks toward the corner. Schugel on the backhand, trying to get it out, and she will clear. That will just about do it on the power play. Better toward the end for the Spartans, and Bickett behind the net. Paydosh returns. They'll hand it off behind the net. Here's Grandy. She'll bump the boards. Good pinch there by Allen. Allen plays it in behind. Now it's Bickett with 4 minutes to play in the period. Past Bickett. Sander on the forecheck. She's going to get there. Ties up with Grandy. Good play to pull it off the boards. Can't clear, though. Josie Lynn's going to hold. That's toward the front. Grandy tying up there with Jenna Allen. Allen to the half wall. Shuga will pinch and hold. It's down low past Josie Lynn. Grandy gets positioning. Can't clear. Allen toward the slot. Nobody home. Comes out here near side. And Christian, her long feed doesn't connect. Icing on the Spartans.
A good penalty kill there by the Fire. And again, Orono forced to ice just because of the exhausted players out there on the ice. Holy Family certainly has had the better of the chances here in the first, but still scoreless. And I feel like this is going to be kind of the game we get, very close, even if one team may have more chances than the other.
It's Keppel and Nickum on the dot. Keppel wins it, but Lopez on the loose puck. She makes a nice move and can fly. Here goes Zoe Lopez. Shoots, and that's into the glove of Blair. Like that shot, though. She was shooting low, probably for the rebound there off the pad. Blair was able to get the glove on it, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I like the idea as well, and it's a good, powerful wrist shot there. But as you mentioned, Blair making the stop. She's really good with the rebound controls. That's certainly one of the strengths that she has that has helped her achieve a Division I college commitment.
Oh, that puck rides the dasher. USA U18 World Championship appearance as well for Sedona Blair. She was on the team last summer in Madison, Wisconsin. Don't think she got in any game time, but just being on that team is, of course, an honor. Lopez steals it and rings the crossbar up and out of play. That's a turnover there, uncharacteristic from the Fire. Knutson turns it to the dangerous Zoe Lopez, who has 26 goals this season, to lead the way for Orono, and she gets a good look.
Yeah, that was a very strong look from Lopez, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, that strong, powerful wrist shot. If you're not ready for it, it's going to catch you off guard, and Sedona Blair gets a little bit of help there from the post.
Yeah, she was trying to pick that top shelf over the shoulder. That shot from May Grandy was knocked down, dangerous as well. Orono definitely growing into this game a little bit as we go in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
They've got the last 3 shots on goal as well.
Yeah, and it was something like 8 or 9 to nothing. Now it's 10-5. Grandy's exit pass was picked off there by Valentini. Lynn gets back onside. Valentini lost an edge on the boards. Now on the backhand, it's pushed out by Jones. Schugel to Helmstetter. St. Thomas University, or University of St. Thomas commit is Maddie Helmstetter, and she has the puck here. Goes to Schugel. Weaving her way through neutral. Not much room out there, though. Past Cowan on the left wing. This is Bickett. Long feed there looking for Schmidt, and icing on Orono.
Yeah, you mentioned Helmstetter, the St. Thomas commit. She's going to get to play in that brand new arena coming on campus to the University of St. Thomas. I think they're targeting 2025, I believe. Fall of 2025 for the opening date there, but that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very exciting for both the men's and the women's programs at St. Thomas. I know, Matt, we've talked about this a lot this year, but St. Thomas women are getting a heck of a recruiting class coming in from the Minnesota class of 2023s. Maddie Helmstetter are a part of that. They're going to have a few Miss Hockey finalists as well when that list comes out here in a couple weeks. And Coach Joel Johnson doing some really good work with his recruiting class.
Hopes to have another program in the state to give you some more options.
Well, especially in the Twin Cities as well. I think that's a really big factor. And the new arena, it's going to be really big. I think, you know, as much as it might hurt me to say as a Johnny, but I think they might be a national power in the years to come. Casey Cronin has it here for Holy Family. Puts it right on the tape. That's a nice pass for Limke, who's tripped up, and Holy Family is going to get its first power play opportunity late in the period.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear trip there, and I believe the guilty party will be on Plyman. Allie Plyman will go to the box for the trip, and Holy Family's power play has been pretty solid, about 25% on the year. It's a good number to be at, but obviously you mentioned Orono. The power play for them was 31%, not able to convert on their first try. We'll see what the Fire can do here.
They get about 1:05 before the intermission. We'll see if they can score before the end of the frame. Limke fires. That one changed directions.
Yeah, it hit Lynn in front of the net there, Brandon.
Josie Lynn makes herself at home out front. That's a big-bodied sophomore forward. Speaking of colleges, I know there's going to be a lot of colleges looking at her when they can officially be in contact come this summer. Just a sophomore, Josie Lynn, leading the way with 42 points this year for Holy Family, stepping up into that hole that Maddie Kaiser left when she went to Minnesota. Maddie having a good year. She was actually recently WCHA Rookie of the Week.
How about that?
Valentini behind the net with 20 seconds. That's the line for Helmstetter. Swings it to Limke. Backdoor, and it gets through. Valentini has it. Now just 12 seconds. Valentini to Limke. Limke walks the line back to Valentini. Goes short to Helmstetter. Only 5 seconds. Tight angle. Oh, Allen with the quick hands. Batted away there at the loose puck. But Orono will get it away. And that'll do it for the first period. 54 seconds coming after, or now 56 it looks like. But about 55 seconds of power play coming for the Fire in the second frame.
Yeah, that was a really solid idea there from Maddie Helmstetter at that tough angle, maybe trying to throw Dahl off guard a little bit. It almost worked. The rebound kind of came out front for a teammate, but nothing doing. And 12-5 the shots after the first. But good period, good chances for both teams. But I think Holy Family has had, obviously, the more of the chances. But don't count Orono out. They have had some good chances here as well.
We got Chuck a Puck to begin the intermission. I agree. First, for sure, 9 to 10 minutes, Holy Family was the dominant team. Orono came back with a push, and then Holy Family there in the last couple of minutes. So a little bit back and forth. Then, as you said, shots, pretty much in favor of the Fire. But it is going to be back and forth. Both teams are going to have their chances, and Holy Family will likely get the first look with that fresh, clean sheet of ice in the second period with about half a power play remaining.
Yeah, and you mentioned Chuck-a-Puck, Brandon. One quick note. You see more and more schools these days when they do the Chuck-a-Puck, they go to the foam puck now as it's less of a safety risk. But Holy Family going old school here with the real pucks.
Well,
I like it.
My favorort one at Hasse Arena, they have the Chuck-a-Duck.
That's right.
Rubber ducks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, too.
Some variations on it, but you're right.
Last one almost. Whoa, that might be your winner right there.
I think the one on the line's a little closer, but
you're right. But, man, that was a good toss.
Good.
You start curling, you get yourself in a little bit of trouble. If you wait too late, you've got to go up over the top.
Exactly. There's not too much traffic.
And no movement.
You got to throw the flop.
Oh, boy.
Got to throw the flop shot. Pete Wagner stepping in, everybody. He's going to hop on the horn.
Well, I want to do a quick promo. I did a terrific interview with our guy, Larry Olam, for the Coach's Corner.
Yeah,
really
Larry Olam,
stuff.
of course, first-year coach. Yeah, first-year coach of the Orono
you guys have got
girls
these
program.
Earphones scorching. He's 6 years he was at Wayzata. He spent a year at Southwest Christian Richfield, and then here he is now with the Orono Spartans. But what stood out to me on this period was the puck movement. A lot of times you see the solo guitarists flying up and down, but there were a lot of rhythm guitarists here. They were moving the puck.
Can always expect a music analogy from you.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I felt like the puck movement for both teams was really good, really creative, using the east-west. We talked about him, learning from a lot of guys from Jack Blatherwick on down about the European style that he was such a champion of, especially from the blue line up to the middle. Both teams are playing that way. On the breakout on the power play for Holy Family, the puck movement to Valentini up through the neutral zone was absolutely impressive.
Yeah.
That's really fun to watch. So I'm looking at Orono here. I find the shots there at 12-5. But I'm seeing they've got a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a shot.
A good road period, if you will.
A very good road, but they got a shot to win the state tournament in the Class A.
I will say this.
I said they've got a shot.
I know. No, I will say this. They gave War Road its second best game of the year in single test.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Proctor Hermantown tied them, but the shots were a little bit closer for Orono and War Road. So I think you might be right. Although I will say, it's always hard to prognosticate these things into the future. We don't know who's going where, but this Orono team's got so much coming back. I think you might look, a year or two down the road for them too and see that they have a ton. But again, you never know where these things are going to move.
You know, young teams are fun to watch, but you win with seniors.
Yep.
And that's where I like with this Holy Family team is I think they've really got a nice blend of youth and veteran. They may be able to spark through this year. I'm not saying, they
it's
got
not impossible. They have the goaltender.
competition. They do.
I really thought last year was the year for them with Kaiser. I thought she just gave them that little extra push up front with the superstar. I don't know if they have that this year, but Lynn is really good.
I just think this team for Holy Family moves the puck so much better. They share it. They play really smart hockey, and they do their things. We better take a break because I'll start going on a filibuster. Be sure to check out the Inside the Bubble program.
Yeah, can I ask you one question? One more on that. Larry Olam, I was checking his background. He's got to be like the only guy from Warroad who escaped to the University of Minnesota. What's the scoop there?
Yeah, you know what? I never asked him that question. That's a really good one. Why Minnie? And you know what? If you know
it's
him,
all North Dakota.
If you know him, he's
UMD.
not afraid to push the envelope. Though.
Okay.
He reminds me of a guy that's a very good friend of mine, Paul Ranheim, who's the head coach. And I mentioned this to him before our interview at Southwest Christian Richfield. I said, "You guys are exactly the same." He goes, "How's that?" I'm like, well, at first you said Paul's a great guy. I go, absolutely. I go, but you both played in the show, and you're not self-promoters. You didn't get on the TV. You didn't do this. You guys just, you coach the game. You love it. But you don't tell everybody you played in the game. You just did. And he's exactly the same way. But that confidence kind of illuminates off those two guys. And just the way their teams play, they play a lot like they did as players. So, on that note, I will ask him that next time we chat because that was a good one, Brandon. So, Inside the Bubble, 10 o'clock, Kare 11 Plus. We'll post it to the YouTube channel as well immediately following. But it's really all about the plus. You get the big screen TV. Everybody's streaming TV now anyway, aren't they? I mean, like, cable is it gone? Pretty close.
Yeah.
So, it's in your streaming apps if you're working the smart TV. Kare 11, the Kare 11 Plus app, poof, we're right there. They have us, like, front and center. Featured with the MNHockeyTV. Thanks, guys, at Kare 11, Kare 11 Plus. We really appreciate it. Let's take a time off. Yeah, do you want to take us to break?
Yeah, I'll just say we got to pay some bills. We're got to hear from our sponsors. And Matt Harrington and I will be back with the second shortly.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain, smile through every ache, and suffer every shift. You gotta chase it, all in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Sniper's Edge Hockey is your one-stop shop for your at-home hockey training needs on and off the ice. Find the perfect start to your at-home training area with slick tiles, synthetic ice, or a rink liner. Or upgrade your home setup with one of our top-quality training tools to help you work on soft hands, all of your deeks and dangles, perfect your one-timer, and improve the power and accuracy of your shot. Find it all online and in stock for immediate shipping at snipersedgehockey.com.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Oh, he can skate. Here comes Steves in on goal all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
We are back here at the Victoria Rec Center, hockey night in Minnesota between Holy Family and Orono. We're scoreless after the first period. 12-5 shots on goal in favor of the Fire over the Spartans. I'm Brandon Spratt, joined by Matt Harrington, who's taking just a quick step out of the booth to run a quick errand, taking care of that. But Matt will jump back in here at some point, and welcome him back in. For now, I'm flying solo. And 12-5 shots, 56 seconds of power play time left for Holy Family to begin the second period. Looks like we got our clock working as well. So 17 minutes up on the clock. And we'll be able to count that down for you here. Teams will take the ice shortly, and we'll have second period hockey here from Victoria. Second period is brought to you by St. Cloud State University. See the SCSU logo bug up there. And I want to thank our first period sponsor as well. That is Affinity Plus. Thank you to Affinity Plus for sponsoring the first period. You are watching Hockey Night in Minnesota, live on Kare 11 Plus, Kare 11 digital platforms, and MNHockey.tv. Live on our YouTube page. Hope you're enjoying this one. A good girls hockey matchup here tonight between Orono and Holy Family. So Allie Plyman in the box for 56 seconds to begin this second period. In the first, Celia Dahl made 12 saves on 12 shots. And Sedona Blair, 5 saves on 5 shots. Orono 0 for 1 on the power play. Holy Family is on its first power play, so TBD on that. Teams will switch ends here as it's the period of the long change. Fire go right to left, and Spartans left to right. It's Macy Rasmussen up against Josie Lynn in the face-off dot to begin period number 2, and we are underway. Orono wins the draw, and Grace Bickett will hammer it deep. And that's a good start to the second frame for Orono. See what the Fire can do on this fresh ice. 45 on the power play. It's Josie Lynn who feeds Box at the line. Box works it down to the dot, looking for the tip, and it comes there loose, and Kimbrell is able to clear it to neutral. It's 30 seconds now on a Holy Family power play. Limke to Valentini, picked off, and Bickett, if she could have taken that clean, might have been in. Instead, she'll put it in on goal. Good penalty kill here for Orono to begin this frame, but this puck pops loose to Lynn. Lynn works outside, tried to feed Keppel there on the backhand. We're down to 10 seconds now, and Orono's going to take another penalty here as Keppel is knocked down in the corner. This time it's Grace Bickett who's going to go, and Matt Harrington, welcome you back in here. Let me remember to, oh, you already stopped the clock.
I'm on it for you, buddy.
You're on it. So,
Absolutely.
Matt, what you missed, basically Orono had a really good kill, and there was 6 seconds left, and then Grace Bickett took a cross-checking minor. It's now 5-on-3 for just 6 seconds, so pretty short, but Orono is going to have to continue to kill this penalty here.
Yeah, you don't get these chances all that often, so you got to take advantage of them when they come around. We'll see what the Fire can do here on this opportunity.
So big face-off here. If Orono can win it, they'll get one skater back in 6 seconds. But if Holy Family wins, they can set up. It's a big, important win by Callie Schmidt. But now it breaks for Josie Lynn. Lynn shoots, and that's off the glove of Dahl. Good intervention by May Grandy to tie up the shooter. Orono gets one skater back. They clear the puck, and Limke will have to start from her own zone. So now it's basically just a fresh 5-on-4. Fortunately for the Fire, or for Orono rather, not exactly an extended 5-on-3. And Valentini This is Haley Box, another freshman forward who is having a great season. She trails only Josie Lynn in the team on points.
The underclassmen getting it done.
Yeah, really for both teams. Box scores! Right on cue, it's Haley Box, goal 19 on the season. And Holy Family strikes first.
Well, I mentioned these power plays, big opportunities. A lot of times, even though when you get that short 5-on-3, that momentum can take a while to stop if you're the Orono Spartans. And right there, you mentioned it, beautiful goal there. It's a big one, 1-0 on shot number 16 of the game in the Fire. On top here, finally it feels like.
To regroup, I thought they had some decent momentum near the end of the first period, but as you mentioned, nothing like an extended penalty kill to kind of take some of that momentum away. Let's see what they can do back here at 5-on-5. As Nickum gets it deep. Good work there to get there first by Annika Fortin. And Lopez, and this line gets to work. It's pushed ahead to Helmstetter. Helmstetter there to Cowan. Tied up, and now they'll break the other way, 2-on-2. Looking right side. Great long reach, though, by Paydosh. And that will force the Spartans back. Important intervention by Paydosh on the rush to break up that potential 2-on-2. Here's Allen protecting it. Throws to the side of the net. Helmstetter. Paydosh crashing down. Good stick by Nickum. Oh, if she gained her feet, could have had a 2-on-1. But Knutson now has it for the Fire. Played deep there by Fortin. Paydosh moves it quickly left side for Jenna Allen. Both teams changing skaters here. Just about 3 minutes into the period. Braun flips it off the glass and gets it deep. That's Cowan tied up there in the skates of Bickett. To the line and Cronin. That wrister is turned into the corner. Must have taken a deflection. Braun. Grandy. And again, Maddie Braun. Holy Family looks to get to work with their identity, cycling the puck in the offensive zone. This is pushed ahead, though, and now Kimbrell. Kimbrell gets it around Schugel. And Schmidt there first. Schmidt working along the end boards, throws on the brakes. Nice play to the line in Grandy, who missed Bickett, but Bickett will keep it moving down low. Kimbrell for the Spartans. Good pass, they score! Out front, it's Macy Rasmussen. Off a great feed by Kimbrell, and Orono ties it up at 1 on Rasmussen's 10th of the year.
Well, there's your answer. It didn't take long for the Orono Spartans, and that's the response they needed. Excellent job in front, and Rasmussen cashes in. That's a big one right there for the Spartans. Certainly needed that after the goal kind of swung momentum away from them a little bit, and now they get it right back. We're right back even.
Yeah, big comeback by the Spartans. I love that goal. Just everybody really touched the puck. I'll get back to that in a moment, but we're going to rush back and forth right now. These teams trading chances, trading rushes. Something Pete mentioned when he was here with us is just the skating. Both these teams are just very strong skating teams. And I think we're seeing that here early in the second. And that one's deflected deep, so they'll rule no icing. We played 4 minutes now in the second period. 1 goal apiece after a scoreless opening frame. That one took a deflection. Limke, and they're onside. Helmstetter down low. Christian looks to get the puck out. She takes a tumble. Here's Bickett. Bickett had her pocket picked. And here's Josie Raish. Fire putting on a good press right now. Orono trying to break the puck out, but they cannot. That shot from Valentini goes wide, cross corner. And now Lynn is there. Josie Lynn working down low. She slides that one through the blue paint. Dangerous. Lynn trying to float back to the line and take it. Instead, it's Helmstetter. Here's Josie Lynn. Lynn works, shoots, and caught the goalpost, I think. Maybe that was just wide.
I think you're right. Did hit the post.
So just took a nick off the post. Now Braun, backhand, pushes it wide. Dahl was screened pretty well on that shot as well. Christian just trying to clear the puck. This is where it gets tough if you're Orono. Lynn, and that's into the glove there of Dahl, but period of the long change in the second. That's where it can get tough when your bench is so far away.
Yeah, and Orono, You could tell a lot of gas there towards the end, but Holy Family does a really good job of utilizing that blue line to their advantage. They get a lot of opportunities that develop from keeping pucks in the net like they did there. A lot of second chance opportunities for them.
Orono wins the draw, importantly. Paulson to Plyman. And now they break it out really nicely. Up the ice here. This is Nickum, who works on Schugel. Nickum to the line for Plyman. Plyman toward goal. That's Blair with the right pad. Cowan will skate it out and push it ahead, but it's turned back with Plyman. Right side and pushed in by Fortin. Schugel for the fire behind the net. She'll stop there. Breaks it out to the left boards for Jenna Allen. And now Addie Cowan. She can fly. Defended really nicely, though, by Paulson. And now Paulson can lead the rush. Maybe numbers here for the Spartans. Paulson up to Lopez. Paulson driving middle. That shot into the glove from Zoe Lopez.
That stops the clock here, Brandon, with 10:57 to go. In the second, shots are 18-7. So a more than 2-1 advantage for Holy Family. But as you see there on your screen, still 1-1. A lot of good chances here for Orono in this period.
This draw to the right of Sedona Blair. And Orono, I thought Holy Family kind of controlled the dot early. Orono's getting back in it here lately, winning faceoffs. This is Grandy. That's hit some traffic on the way through. Now Haley Box plays the end boards. Comes to Knutson. Rasmussen digs it away. Now Rasmussen pinched there along the end boards. Good play by Box. Oh, that was some significant contact there on the boards. And now Kimbrell tried to pick the top corner. Blair knocks it up and over. Good pinch by Bickett. Limke. It's a Box. Folds a backhander there toward the right side that Grandy has for Orono. Took a heavy carom off the boards. Box read it. Tried to feed the middle. Box gets it back. Oh, Dahl didn't know where that puck was, as it was Josie Lynn jamming away. And now penalty coming here, and that one off the puck from Helmstetter. Not one you want to take.
No, it's going to be a trip here on the Fire. And, yeah, you mentioned Dahl had no idea where that puck was. It was kind of sitting on the edge of the crease there. And luckily for her, nobody from Holy Family able to tap it home. But now Orono gets a power play chance and a big opportunity for them to try and get their first lead of this hockey game here with 10:02 remaining in the period.
Spartans are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight to get their second chance here. Helmstetter sits for tripping, and Keppel wins that draw. That'll force Orono all the way back to their own zone. First face-offs on a power play I always find are so important. We'll see if Orono can get themselves in rhythm here after being forced out of the zone. And Limke steals it. She's going to race ahead with it here. Limke trying to get to the net. She's forced wide, does push one toward the side. Good defending, though, on the back check there by Allie Plyman. Skating stride for stride with Limke, the Sacred Heart University commit. Now Plyman pushes it right side for Fortin. Fortin to Plyman, who is tied up. Lopez fills, and a good save by Blair. Zoe Lopez, goal scorer, just finding the puck. Now Plyman, that's blocker down by Blair. Couple quick opportunities, but Holy Family will clear the zone with Valentini.
Blair, big save there. Not sure if she saw it all the way, but she got enough of it to make the save, keep this game tied.
Here's Zoe Lopez, does really well to just shield the puck, but then missed Paulson there at the line. It's back with Lopez, goes short to Rasmussen, the goal for the Spartans. Macy Rasmussen will take it behind and try to set up 50 seconds now on an Orono power play. Schmidt pounding her stick. She gets it. Oh, that hit Valentini's skate and took it wide. There was a little bit of daylight on the near post. Schmidt, oh, great play over to Bickett. They swing it to Grandy, and Grandy will just work it down low. It's past Lopez, but Schmidt will get there first. She keeps it moving for Lopez. Rasmussen there. We're halfway home in regulation in this hockey game. Tied at 1. Bickett down low. 20 seconds on the power play. Lopez to the half wall and Schmidt. And now Bickett holds at the line. Back for Schmidt. They're working around nice, but not a lot of looks at goal at the moment. Now Valentini picks it off. Sander will hammer it down, and that should do it for the power play. Dahl is out of the net. to play that puck for Grace Bickett. Fire back to full strength, and we remain tied at 1. Both goals coming here in the second period. And now Josie Lynn. Lynn had it picked off. Here goes Kimbrell. Maddie Kimbrell all the way up the ice. Around Valentini. And nobody home there. Knutson to the boards. Good stick by Christian. Now Christian pokes it there, looking for Kimbrell. Allen taps it back to Valentini. And Knutson and now Braun as they look to break it out. It's going to fall for Josie Lynn. Has Allen with her. Lynn, backhand. Josie Lynn to the net. Gets open. Try to go open over the shoulder there in the near post. And icing going to be waved off as Paydosh looked to hold that one. Knutson will win the foot race. Her opposite 11, Kimbrell, pursues. Now Cowan. Limke didn't get a piece of that one, and Holy Family ices it here.
Well, that was a really good shift there from Josie Lynn for Holy Family. One thing that I've noticed about her game is she finds a way to create space when there isn't a whole lot available. Really good 200-foot player that uses her size to her advantage, and really nicely done there, creating chances from one end of the ice to the other.
She's a great skater as well, and that goes a long way to creating that space. But yeah, has a hard nose and a nose for the net, for sure. Plyman, that one changes directions. Really like how this line is played for Orono. They have the goal. Fortin's been really good on the forecheck. Here's Rasmussen with the goal. Goes to Paulson, who activates down low. She's got to be careful. Nobody really filled for her at the line. Now Limke up to box. As the Fire turn it back, Paulson to Zoe Lopez. Lopez drops. Plyman works down, and that one ramps up off a stick and hits the mesh out of play.
Shots 29 now, 22-9 in favor of Holy Family here. 6:19 to go in the period. We had a couple of quick goals to start the period, but so far nothing since that point. A lot of good chances, though, at both ends. And, yeah, you mentioned this line that has Rasmussen on it has been very strong, and it looks like they are still out there right now.
Yeah, it's actually Rasmussen out there with Kimbrell and Schmidt. Yeah, that is that top line. They got the goal. Zoe Lopez was out there a moment ago with a couple of them as they were in the middle of a line change. Zoe has been really good as well, and they do stay on side. That was a close one. We're perched right above the blue line, but they ruled that Rasmussen dragged that back foot and did well, and now the Fire turn it over here, but Casey Cronin will pick it up. Cronin throws on the brakes. Good forecheck. Rasmussen steals a tight angle, whipped on goal, and Blair with a save. As that was that Rasmussen? No, it was Schmidt who found a loose puck, but Blair had her eyes on it the whole way.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was starting to come loose there at the end or what, but there was definitely a little bit loose there at the side of the crease for Blair. Gets a break, 5:38 to go, still tied at 2 here in period, or tied at 1 in period 2.
Third line out here for Orono against the top line of Holy Family. We've seen this matchup a couple times. It's really gone in the Fire's favor. We'll see what happens here. Helmstetter to the line. Paydosh is going to hold it. Goes to Helmstetter at the wall. Tried to drag inside, but good play to get in the way by Josie Raish, who's pulled down there from behind by Helmstetter. Play on. They'll break it out in the direction of Christian. Now Christian toward the boards. Knutson has positioning. Bickett will fill that gap and dump it deep. Paydosh up the left boards and Sander. Paulson there in the way. Tapped by Raish to Paulson. Paulson floats a pass. It's loose in the crease. They jam away, and somehow it doesn't go. Hannah Jones was there. Oh, what just a little backhand saucer flip there by Christian, and it nearly led to a goal. And now Haley Box will also flip one in on goal. She's the goal scorer in this game for the Fire, causing some havoc. Limke gets a quick shot off that Dahl turns away with the pad. Now Knutson banks it off the end boards. Got to watch the back door. It's loose. Keppel had a chance at the side, and then Limke trying to bat it out of the air. Big Karam off the boards, and We've gone a little bit crazy here in the last 40 seconds.
Yeah, you mentioned Christian's name quite a bit in this game. She has been very strong for Orono. Almost a chance for her at one end and then another at the other for the Fire.
Back and forth we go. Now Limke in the middle as the rest of her team changes. No support there. May Grandy will steal the puck. Break out there. Shugo got in the way. And now Cowan for the Fire. Sharp angle. That's blocker down. Grandy to the boards. Good tap by Fortin. They break it ahead with Bickett. Here's Lopez. Lopez fans out. Good D by Valentini to get in the way. And Valentini passed a couple players for Orono. Could this lead to some numbers here? Valentini looking to use the screen. And she caught glass, but she gets it back. Here's Nickum. And Nickum, right wing. Cowan, and there for Holy Family as there's a big tie-up. 3 white sweaters, 3 red sweaters. And the white sweaters come away. Here's Helmstetter on the break to the backhand. Oh, and it's saved by Dahl. Mark that one there from Celia Dahl. And there's an icing on Orono. Big chance there, but we remain tied at 1.
Helmstetter's gotten so close to getting a goal for herself in this game, and that was another prime opportunity there. And obviously, it was a breakaway. If she had another player with her in, though, you feel like that rebound might have been put home for the go-ahead goal.
Was a loose rebound, as you said, but 3 or 4 players for Orono were making their way back. Now that's played off the outside of the net. Holy Family trying to create a lot of offense from down below the goal line tonight. And they've got some weird caroms that have led to chances as the lively boards here at the Victoria Rec Center. Sander, that's turned over. Here's Kimbrough working down low. Takes a hefty whack on a stick by Josie Lynn. Knudsen up to Sander. Paulson kept a really nice gap, though, and Rasmussen with some good back pressure to disrupt. Now Rasmussen breaks it out. That pass just a bit behind Kimbrough. Knudsen, and now Lynn will get it deep. Keppel there first. That's Coach Randy Keppel's daughter, Taylor, the senior in her 6th year of varsity hockey. Oh, backdoor there looking for Limke. Just a little bit out of her reach. Move down the wall for Keppel. She's been here all 6 years that Randy has been the coach here with Holy Family. All the way back to when they were co-opted with the Waconia Wildcats.
Offside here at the line, and Holy Family, whoa! Coach Randy Keppel, we were just talking about him. He is furious right now that puck was blown dead. I don't know if I've ever seen him that upset. He was very frustrated with that call.
Yeah, I thought the Fire held the zone there myself.
I did as well. You know, I didn't get a perfect look, but I didn't notice anything that came out. So, yeah, that was a tough break for Holy Family.
So 90 seconds now, just a couple ticks under in this second frame. We're tied 1-1 on goals by Haley Box and Macy Rasmussen. Box for the Fire, Rasmussen for the Spartans. Here in the West Metro tonight, 2 of the better programs in this West Metro area. Haley Box. Box up top for Schugel, who just couldn't hold it there. Pass a little bit between her feet. Final minute of the second period as John Sands, PA man, Director of Hockey Ops
Extraordinaire.
Mr. Everything out here at the Victoria Rec Center.
Best PA guy in the business. I've said it before, and I will stand by it.
You have, and John, of course, does some good work for us here at MNHockey.tv when he's not busy with a full-time job and doing stuff here for Holy Family. He's a busy guy for sure. Always good to see him as well. Helmstetter moves in. That was blocked by Grandy. She eats up another shot there in the shin pads. Now a tie-up on the end wall with 30 seconds. They dig it out, jamming away there at the side of the net. That's Helmstetter. And nope. She had her glove thrown away there by May Grandy.
Yeah, I wondered where that glove went because you could see her going after it. But, yeah, clearly she lost it behind the net there.
22 seconds. Big face-off coming up to the left of Celia Dahl, who glances up at the clock. Sees she has 22.6 to go before she can hit the locker room. Big face-off win. And Helmstetter off the dot, crashed in. She had one look. Whistle blew before the puck was covered, but to be fair, I think Dahl was going to get on top of it, as she did after the whistle sounded, but still a few incredulous looks down with some fire skaters throwing their hands up. That's a big face-off win. Oh, Sander right into the glove. We know she can really fire the puck, and Dahl had to get that one with the glove. So 2 big face-off wins. Fire are working some good set plays off the dot.
They are, and there's still plenty of time to drop something else as well if they like.
Do you see that? They're huddling. There's definitely some communication. Hey, what do we want to do with this face-off? Sanders right there in the shooting hole. That's where she ripped it from last time. They try that. Oh, they tap it back to Sander, who couldn't pull the trigger. That is fun to watch there off the dot. The Fire, it's like a soccer free kick almost. Of how can we move the defenders, change the angle? They got a good, yeah.
No, it's been fun to watch, and this is what good teams do. They find ways to take advantage of these final seconds of the period, and you're seeing that with Holy Family here. Obviously out shooting Orono 30-12 at this point. Still time.
They've won 3 straight. Can they win one more here with 8 seconds? Rasmussen's going to go down, try to just eat it up. Sander centering there. Lynn was in the area. Dahl down, but the pass, I think, was partially deflected. Spartans doing everything they can, but really Holy Family controlling the dot there. They win 4 straight faceoffs. Leads to a few good looks. But as we stand 1-1 after 2 shots on goal in that period, 18-7 in favor of the Fire, but just the 1 goal apiece. Power play goal for Haley Box, and then the even strength tally from AC Rasmussen.
Yeah, it was a very good period for both teams, and like you mentioned, the 2 goals at the start of the period that broke open this game a little bit. Both teams, though, I think still kind of feeling each other out a little bit as we're through 2 periods of play. But, yeah, there's been some good looks. I mean, we've talked about Helmstetter a few times and just how close she has come to giving the Holy Fire a lead here once again. But it's been a good game so far. Looking forward to an exciting 3rd period, Brandon.
Indeed, and again, that 30-12 shots on goal. Pete and I were talking about this a little bit at intermission. That's not that it's misleading. I mean, Holy Family's playing well. They're getting a lot of pucks to the net. But, a lot of times you see a 30-12 game and think it's one-sided. But Orono's definitely had some chances in there. I think they deserve to kind of be where they're at in this game. They could use a little more pressure coming up here in the 3rd, but definitely still in this game. And, good. You need your goaltender to step up. We know Celia Dahl's got some really good numbers as well. And, you kind of alluded to this early. 2 teams like this with 2 good goalies locking horns. Expect a low-scoring game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we've got here. You mentioned Orono is absolutely not out of this game by any means. 1 bounce, and they can take the lead in the 3rd, so we'll see what we get. But they've shown me that they are a legit team here in Class A. And, yeah, they're going to be a threat to absolutely get to the state tournament. And I'm with Pete. I think they certainly could win a state title. There's a lot of other good teams in Class A this year, but they're right in that mix for sure.
So now we have, for little intermission entertainment, we get it's a shot for some kind of amount of money. It's a pretty decent chunk. Not bad, but that hits the board. So we're gonna have 3 people attempt. I don't necessarily need to narrate this, but just enjoy it as we head to intermission. We're gonna catch up with some of our sponsors. Thank you to St. Cloud State University for being our 2nd period sponsor as well. We'll be back with a 3rd shortly. Oh my God!
Oh my word! That was just a mere inch or so away, Brandon. We're not going to break yet after that.
That was so close. Oh my goodness.
We're going to keep it here.
Why not?
The sponsors can wait. Sorry, guys. You'll get to see the ads. Don't worry.
2 more looks. Look at the Holy Family players. I'll shut up. Holy Family players are waiting outside the locker room. They want to get a look at this. Oh my gosh. I was here earlier this year a couple times, and I saw one that was pretty close, but that not as close as that.
Yeah.
My goodness. Nope.
It's like we're on the tee at the Masters right now with the quiet. Everybody needs to settle down.
Very, very respectful. How does this work? They're getting a lot of shots.
Yeah, I think you get 3 each.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
3 each. Okay. Oh, we got to at least hit the net.
Now, who was it that got hit the close? Was it this?
It was a guy here with the white Nikes.
Okay, so with the gray.
No.
gray
I'm
sweatpants.
sorry. It was no. It was the woman with the hat. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she'll get another chance.
She was on it. Here we go. Oh, we got a little stick handling. What do we got? Nope. Hold it.
Less dangling, more shooting. Oh, I think that's it.
That's it.
Hey, but great effort, though. I mean, that was fun. Good. We were very close to having a winner. All right, now we'll get to our.
We sure were. Good stuff, everyone. We'll see you in the third.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain, smile through every ache, and suffer every shift. You gotta chase it. All in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Sniper's Edge Hockey is your one-stop shop for your at-home hockey training needs on and off the ice. Find the perfect start to your at-home training area with slick tiles, synthetic ice, or a rink liner. Or upgrade your home setup with one of our top-quality training tools to help you work on soft hands, all of your deeks and dangles, perfect your one-timer, and improve the power and accuracy of your shot. Find it all online and in stock for immediate shipping at snipersedgehockey.com.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Oh, he can skate. Here comes Steves in on goal all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
And we are back for the third period here inside the Victoria Rec Center. It's Holy Family and Orono tied at a goal apiece. Let's look at our second period scoring summary. First, at a minute 33 into the period, Haley Box on the power play, her 19th goal of the season from number 18, Josie Lynn, to make it 1-0 Holy Family. Less than 2 minutes later, at 3:30 of the second period, Macy Rasmussen, her 10th goal of the season for Orono. Single assist to Maddie Kimbrell, tied it up at 1. As we got a little Timmy trumpet for you, bringing you back from the intermission.
And this has become quite the song here in recent months with the Mets closer, Edwin Diaz, I believe.
Yep, I had to throw that in the other night, too. Benilde St. Margaret's is coming into it as well for their periods.
Yeah, it seems to be a popular song now at the hockey rink here as well.
It does. So that's what's blaring over the speakers here. It's blowing us up in our headphones, I can tell you that.
I'm sure the folks at home
you can probably
hear it loud and clear.
You can probably hear it at home, I imagine. I mean, just look at our camera is literally right below a speaker, so there's no way you can't hear it at home. But anyway.
And the speaker is pointed right at it, too.
Speaker's pointed right at us, too. That's why it's thumping. John Sands getting the energy going.
That's right.
All right, we're set for the third period. This game hasn't needed a lot of extra energy. It's been plenty tightly contested as is. 30-12 shots on goal in favor of Holy Family after 2 periods. But just a 1 goal apiece up on the scoreboard. This is the final regular season game for Holy Family. Orono still has, I believe, 1 more. Maybe 2, but this is game number 25 for Holy Family. And Orono, this is their 23rd game of the season. I think they only had a 24-game schedule. Oh, well, yeah, it's right here.
They do have 1 more game on Saturday. They will host the Bloomington Jefferson Kennedy. I'm not sure what their official team name is.
I think they still go by the Jaguars, but you're right. It is Bloomington Co-op. As that one's spun on goal there by Annika Fortin, and it's scooped up on the short hop as we'll keep the baseball theme going. Scooped up there, short hop by Sedona Blair.
Yeah, and the Spartans, they have 5 overtime games this year. And most of them have resulted in a tie. The only one they actually won was against Northfield not too long ago.
Yeah, their first 3 games of this calendar year, 2023, all went to overtime. 1 win and 2 ties against South St. Paul, Northfield, and Benilde St. Margaret's.
All very good teams, I might add.
Absolutely. I'd put all 3 of them probably in the top 20, maybe 25 in the state if you were to combine classes. And these teams, if we're talking rankings, Holy Family number 6 in AA, Orono number 5 in single A. This is Sander, and it's back to Paydosh. Moves swiftly up to Taylor Keppel on the right side. She's off to St. Anselm College. Next year, you mentioned in pregame, looking at this line chart for Holy Family, it's quite impressive. There's a lot of different college logos up there.
Yeah, they have 6 Division I commits on the list, and including Olivia Paydosh, Dartmouth, one of the Ivy League.
Yeah, you see a lot of Ivy Leaguers here, especially on the girls' high school side. It's really cool to see. I got to see a couple of really good Ivy League commits the other night playing for the Blake Bears. Susie Higuchi had a 6-point game against Benilde St. Margaret's. She's off to Yale.
Yeah, they're getting another terrific player, are the Yale Bulldogs. And Princeton, of course, will be getting Uma Cornier from Edina. She'll be joining the Keel sisters out there.
Yes.
Former teammates reuniting there for the Princeton Tigers.
Yeah, there's definitely an Edina-Princeton pipeline there. No doubt about it.
You'd think they'd go to Harvard with head coach
I
Sammy
know.
Cowger being an alum.
I know.
I guess not.
We gave Sammy a little bit of a hard time about that earlier this year when he did the UMA player spotlight. What's it like to have UMA go into such a big rival there? And Sammy kind of laughed it off and said, yeah, Princeton's had our number a little bit. Speaking of Harvard, they're starting – this is a fun fact for you. Harvard's starting goaltender at the moment, Alex Polici, who used to play for Holy Family.
How about that?
She actually played – well, we got a chance here. We'll get back to that in a minute as Jones looks to get it out. That one's cleared down the ice. Yeah, Polici was the goaltender here when Coach Keppel came in, and then she eventually ended up at Prior Lake for a year or two when Sedona Blair kind of took over in the net. So that's a bit of an embarrassment of riches between the pipes for Holy Family that first year or two of Coach Keppel's tenure. Good battle for it there. Plyman behind the net. And now tapped ahead there by Christian, and this one will be an icing.
Well, I know a lot of folks have their eyes on a big one tonight, not too far from here on the boys' side, Minnetonka-Wayzata. The Skippers up 4-2 right now, Minnetonka on top of Wayzata. Third period just about getting ready in that one. So there's a notable score for you on the boys' side.
Yeah, and if you have multiple screens, which so many of us do these days, obviously this is a free game. So you can use, if you have your season pass, you can tune in, go second screen there with Patrick Burley, I believe, on the call tonight. And I'm sure he's enjoying that one. Packed house at the Plymouth Ice Center. Tie up here in the corner. Now Zoe Lopez skates ahead with it. She is very shifty, and she's gotten the better of Knutson a few times, including here. Pushed off, and that one's blockered away. Shot coming in there from Fortin. Been really impressed with the top two lines tonight for Orono. And here's Fortin, who turns that one in. Off the end wall, Paydosh will play the glass toward the line. Lopez holds, knocked off her stick, but Bickett gets a shot off. It's turned away. And now Rasmussen, the goal scorer, to Bickett. That one's high and catches the glass. Now Fortin. Rasmussen. They move it to the line, and Bickett. Rasmussen from the dot. Shoots, and that hit a bunch of traffic there. I think it hit Knutson. There's a wall of 3 Holy Family players there to block the shot to bring it back to a soccer free kick analogy that I went with at the end of the second period. Nice drop pass there at the line by Schmidt, but Rasmussen had it knocked away. Here's Helmstetter, still seeking that 150th career points. She's gotten close a couple times, including a breakaway in the second frame. And she bats the puck out of the air there. Good hand-eye coordination. Paydosh tried to flip it past Kimbrell. Kimbrell works it deep. Cronin wraps the boards up the right side, and Helmstetter gets it out. As far here is Paulson. Paulson taps it short there to Plyman. And offside there is Plyman in ahead of the play. They tag up, and Paydosh from behind the net. Long pass through Plyman. Foot race here with Keppel. Plyman keeps an eye on the senior forward. Gets some support from Paulson. Now out to neutral. Paydosh is tied up. Onside. Good hard play by Raish. Now Raish continues toward the front of the net. Like that play there as well. Now Jones. And it's Limke knocked away from behind by Josie Raish. Limke along the boards. And Raish off to Paulson. Soft pass off the boards to Maddie Christian. Or Alex Christian, rather. Christian just an 8th grade forward out there for Orono. This is such a young roster for the Spartans.
And you've said her name so many times tonight. She's been involved offensively, and you mentioned Christian and a couple of other underclassmen who have been really good. And this is the future is bright for Orono, even if they don't get to the state tournament this year. Same goes for Holy Family, too.
Oh, absolutely. Holy Family has been so high on their 9th grade class coming in this year. As it breaks here for Nickum. Nickum goes a long way around, and Valentini got to watch out with that stick there. And deflects into the corner. Nice pursuit by Cowan, pushing out all the way to the line. And now the arm does go up here. Nope. Oh, it was just for play to the high stick. Excuse me. Thought that might have been a penalty coming. Lopez trying to work inside. Now Helmstetter can break with some speed. She fans out, but her line mates are going to go for a change. Just Helmstetter into the corner. Gets some support here from Cowan. Through the middle. Just lost an edge, though, there. Along the end boards, and now it's pushed up to Lopez. 2-on-2, Lopez. Try to work inside there with Grace Bickett. And now Bickett retreats to the line, to her D spot. And Paydosh can break it out to Sander. Rink wide, in stride, Helmstetter. Helmstetter through the middle. It's Josie Lynn on the right wing. Lynn tried to drop it to the line. Oh, Lopez almost nicked that puck for a breakaway, but Schugel, she wouldn't have known it, but puck hit her skate. Now Schugel, good play there. Plyman and Keppel tie up. Now Grace Bickett. Battle there at the half wall. Kimbrell pushes it ahead to Rasmussen. Could be a 2-on-1. Rasmussen and Schmidt. Schmidt to the net. Great feed. It just hit the skate, though. Oh, I love that shot pass there from Rasmussen. Just a little bit behind there for Kaylee Schmidt. And now Schmidt wheels, and that one's into the corner by Sedona Blair. Not a ton of shots on goal, really, in this period. As we've played 7.5 minutes, good pace has continued, but both teams defending strongly at the moment. That's through the stick of Schmidt and sent back in deep there by Casey Cronin. Paulson from the side of her net. Didn't like what she saw. She'll turn back. Bounces past Raish toward the front. Great stick by Grandy. Box moved it there with the left foot. Soccer side. We'll just keep the soccer theme going. She tried to kick it to her stick, but got a little too much on it. Oh, got all the way through from Valentini. Dahl closed the wickets. Weird bounce off a stanchion there. Christian looks to break, but Valentini smoothly away. She's in 1-on-5, but she's a great skater. She can try to make something happen. Valentini is a player. I'm surprised not to see a logo up next to her name. I think she could definitely play at the next level. Cronin.
I'm with you on that one.
Oh, weird deflection, and it ended up going wide of Dahl. Fire pushing here a little bit. 8.5 to go. We're halfway through this period. This kind of feels like the beginning of the game. It's been a long time without a whistle. Raish tried to get it out. Fire doing good work here on the end wall at the moment. Raish to the line. Cronin through the blue paint. Paulson did well to get her skates out of the way. They were kind of in a tough position where and a whistle here, 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 and a whistle here at 8:02.
Yeah, 33-15 the shots. You mentioned, doesn't feel like there's been a whole lot of shots on goal, but the chances have been plentiful here in the third period for both teams.
Yeah, just the lack of shots on goal doesn't signify a slowing of the pace whatsoever. It's kept it up. This has been a very entertaining game between two just very, very skilled and disciplined teams. From the line, and Dahl never saw that one until it was past her. Shot from Schugel. Lopez pass there, missing for Fortin. And now Plyman in front of her bench. Josie Lynn there hard on it. Turned over. Keppel shoots and casually gloved there by Celia Dahl. She gets a pat on the helmet there by Plyman.
Dahl has had a couple of those where she has made it look rather easy when clearly it wasn't. And she's been good with the glove here tonight.
Yeah, that's really maybe the first or second time we've seen a turnover deep in the zone like that by Orono. They haven't done it a lot. I know I called out one for Holy Family that was notable, and that's probably the first very notable turnover below the dots or near the circles, at least, by the Spartans. Lopez looking for some space. Now Bickett snaps that one wide. Watch the boards again as they are lively. Fire up ahead with Helmstetter on the right wing. 3-on-2. Helmstetter, drop pass, Lynn. Oh, good stick in there by, guess who? May Grandy. Not the first time we've said that tonight.
Yeah, another good use of the stick there, preventing another opportunity for the Fire. And yeah, this is that's something that Holy Family does well, but you see Orono doing it as well here tonight.
Well, it's really impressive by Orono, too. I mean, just, being here in person, there is a size difference between these teams. I think they play very similarly. Holy Family does have the size advantage, but a player like Grandy does have really good size. Some of their other blue liners are a little smaller, but Grandy has good size. She's really been the shutdown player in her own zone tonight. Not to take anything away from anybody else either. Obviously, they've also been good, but I think Grandy's use of her stick and body position has really stood out. Icing's going to be waved off here. And Paydosh wraps the boards. Helmstetter. It's back with Paydosh through the middle. Now left side for Sander. Helmstetter busting her way to the front. She tried to settle that loose puck. Good back check, though, by Rasmussen. And now Sander in neutral ice has it. Plyman. And she'll get it deep. and retreat to the bench for a change. Turnover behind the net. Orono with it. Good feed there. Was looking for Rasmussen. This is that line that scored earlier. I think the net might be off. Yeah, referee adjusted on the fly. We play on.
Smart refereeing right there. That's how you do it.
That's called head on a swivel there. Here's Haley Box. And her centering feed was behind there for Braun. Had a lane there. Couldn't connect. Now Schmidt, who looked dangerous tonight. Gets a little crossed up, though, with Grace Bickett as they ran into the same real estate. Now Raish tried to push it up the boards there for Jones. Jones is tied up there with Valentini. Nowhere to go. Looks like she's giving her a nice hug from behind. Well, that one off the back of the net. And Box will clear it down. Icing on Holy Family as we trickle down to 5:22 to play.
Yeah, we're starting to get into next goal wins potentially territory here soon. And yeah, this has been such a good game. Of course, the only scoring happened really early in the second period. Goals were only about 2 minutes apart, I believe. And other than that, it's been a goaltending duel here tonight.
I think I've seen Holy Family a few times this year. I think this is the third or fourth time I've seen a game like this for them. Like a 1-1 game coming down the stretch. It seems to happen quite often. Both Edina games, and both those went to overtime. Their game against Gentry, that was actually a 3-2 game, so not quite the same. But you get the drift. Holy Family, tight, low-scoring games. That's how they do it. That shot is wide there from Bickett on the rush. Under 5 now in regulation. See if overtime is required. It was required in the JV game, and we actually couldn't split them as the JV game finished 2-2. So that's a little bit of an insight into the future of these programs. Also pretty even. They're even tonight as well with 4:43 remaining.
A little bit of controversy toward the end of that JV game as I think the clock was running, and I believe that's what it was supposed to be because they wanted to get to the varsity on time. And some of the parents here were not pleased with that.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that in a sec. But, yeah, Paulson has it. Top of the dot. Blair gloves that one down. I've seen, now I don't know about you, but I've seen JV overtimes where they'll put 5 up on the clock and they'll just say it's running time the whole time. So I'm thinking maybe that's what was supposed to happen.
I think
and
you're
they
right.
kept start, stop, start, stop. I think most JV overtimes I've seen are just 5 minutes up on the clock, let it run. That's not what they were doing, but then when they changed it, it looked weird, and I don't know what to say, but it's probably not that interesting to the people listening at home. But, yeah, it did confuse us at the time, but looking back, I think that's probably what happened. Knutson floats one in from neutral, and Dahl takes the glove, and in the one motion, lays it off to a blue liner. Here's Limke from neutral. She'll flip it in deep. Allie Plyman now. Orono, one thing to note, too, about their D, they've only played 4D tonight. They only have 4 dressed, only 9 forwards dressed as well. So, bouncing puck there almost fell kindly for Plyman, making her way to the net. Now Bickett off the boards, would have been delayed offside for a moment. Here goes Haley Box, goal scorer for Holy Family. She can skate. Helmstetter. Box back to Helmstetter. 3:45 now. Comes to the line in Paydosh. Ooh, fanned on that shot here. Could be dangerous. Tapped there to Lopez. Lopez and Fortin are 2-on-3 at the line. Good move by Lopez. Forces her in behind the net. Works it to Bickett at the line. She does a pirouette. Gets it back. Shot. Oh, that hit a teammate. That hit Fortin right in the ribs. Too bad, too. That one was on target. Now here goes Josie Lynn. Lynn works inside with a nice move. Lynn works around Grandy. That's off the pad of Dahl. It was loose there for a moment, but Macy Rasmussen picks up the scraps and heads behind the net. Rasmussen to Lopez. Sander harassing her all the way. Onside. Someone lost a stick. It's Paydosh.
Had to kick it there, Brandon, soccer style.
Yeah, that's right. Working off the bench. Blair will glove that one down from Plyman. A whistle at 2:47.
The 36 now shots on goal for Holy Family, 17 for Orono. And yeah, that was another good opportunity from Josie Lynn, the sophomore for the Fire. And I have no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure you will agree with me, that she will be a Division I college hockey player here in a few years.
100%. I've heard some rumblings on recruiting. Nothing I'm going to share, of course, but
Confidential.
a little bit. John Sands sharing some of that information as that one comes in from the point and from Paulson, fought off by Blair. Shots now 36-18, and there goes Limke. I almost thought that was Lynn for a moment. The 1-8 and the 1-9. Be a little tough to distinguish, but Josie Lynn has the pink stick handle tape. That's what I've noticed, kind of distinguish them. Box's centering feed hits the outside of the cage and cleared up the ice. Knutson only as far as Nickum. Nickum to Schmidt, and that one's pushed wide. 2 minutes now in regulation as we come down the stretch. Can we get a winning goal here in regulation? It's Alexa Nickum weaving outside and in, but Knutson holds her ground. She will be a Long Island Shark. Speaking of Division I players, I think one of the newer D1 programs. Turned over behind the net. Lopez, first off the carom. Grandy pinching down to hold. Now Nickum. Got a little extra nudge by Knutson, who tried to feed the line. It will force Orono to retreat to their zone, and Grace Bickett, 80 seconds now. Up the left side, and Zoe Lopez. Their leading scorer, 26 goals on the season coming into tonight. She just had no support, though, as the Spartans finish the line change. Kimbrell in a tight space runs into a wall there of Josie Lynn and Olivia Paydosh. And now Sander on a loose puck. Watch out here when she's got it. Off the tip of the glove of Dahl. Now Lopez slows it up. Ooh, Kind Karam's going to fall for Kimbrell. Kimbrell, good poke check, though, by Paydosh. Hard off the boards, up there to Keppel. That pass turned over, though. It's Kimbrell. Try to go to Lopez. Turned over, and now Limke can turn with some space. Paulson retreating. Limke works to the nets, and she crashed into the net. It's knocked off, but good goaltending by Celia Dahl. You got to stay strong on that post there. You never know what can happen with a loose puck.
Yeah, and back at the other end of the ice, Brandon, Sander came off the ice for Holy Family thinking that they had already got the puck out of the zone. And then, of course, there was that turnover at the line that kept it alive for Orono. So a bit of an extended chance for the Spartans, and luckily for the Fire, that change does not come back to haunt them.
Late change there by Holy Family. Referees are going to grant it. You don't always see them. Sometimes you'll see them sort of wave them back to the bench when you try to make a late change like that. Under 30 seconds down regulation is Josie Lynn. Sharp angle and hit the side of the net. That's one that could easily be banked in off the goaltender, though, if you hit the right spot. And Orono will clear the zone there with Plyman. It's 10 seconds now in regulation. Maybe one final chance. Helmstetter tried to go short to Sander. Puck stuck at neutral. Oh, bit of a pile up there. Oh, an extra shot from Lynn to Nickum, and it was called. Referee behind the play got it. Cross-check to Josie Lynn. So Orono will get to start overtime on the power play.
Yeah, that's the right call there. That's an avoidable penalty, and one that Lynn just can't make in that situation. I know she was frustrated about maybe not getting a call there against the Orono player, but the referees are going to call the retaliation penalties 9 times out of 10, and they do here. It's a costly one for the Holy Family Fire, so they're going to have to start overtime here on the penalty kill.
So we'll have a couple minutes break here. For me, I mean, Lynn, you're right. Absolutely, you got to call that. And it was just kind of an inadvertent tie up there. I mean, the puck was loose. Everyone's fighting for it. Nickum on the ice, and Lynn just kind of tripped over her. I mean, that's not really a penalty. And then, like you said, she just retaliated there a bit. So not on fresh ice, but cross-check to Josie Lynn. It's going to be a 2-minute power play for Orono when we start overtime here. They haven't scored on the power play tonight, I believe 0 for 2. But if you look at their season number, they were clicking at just about 1 out of 3, a little bit less. So does this third opportunity, maybe the math works in their favor here and they can get one.
Yeah, that's why it's so important for them to have that strong power play number, 31%. Not a whole lot of teams are above the 30% mark on the year. It's a high percentage, certainly. And like you said, maybe the numbers align for them, this being their third opportunity. We'll see what they can do. But lots of good saves tonight here from Sedona Blair. She's made 17. And then on the other end, it's been more than double mark for Celia Dahl, who's made 36 on that end. So very strong numbers for both of these goaltenders here this evening. It's turned out, what did I say? We knew that this was going to be a close, low-scoring game, and it has turned out to be exactly that.
You absolutely called that. No doubt about it. And then how about Orono? We also talked about their overtime adventures this season, if you will. They get a 6th overtime game of the year, and this their 23rd game of the regular season. So better than 1 out of 4 chance that an Orono game goes to OT. In overtime this year, they have not lost. They've tied 4 times, and they've won once against Northfield.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. If they do tie again, it'll be 5 ties, and you think about roughly, what is it, about a 25-game regular season schedule, roughly. So that's about a fifth of your schedule of games ending in ties if they do get to that point.
It's like the NHL with the loser point.
Yes, that's right. My San Jose Sharks are benefits of that. I think they've got 11 already on the season, so they're not helping their tank for Connor Bedard right there with those.
Of course, in high school, it doesn't really matter. There's no points necessarily, and sections are seeded by the coaches typically. Sometimes it's QRF and whatnot. You mentioned Orono. This is their 23rd game. They'll have one more against Bloomington Jefferson, actually on Saturday. And that's going to be at home for them. I know they were supposed to play Gentry earlier this season. That game got canceled and never rescheduled. So they'll end up with just 24 regular season games. For Holy Family, a chance to get win number 19. This is their final regular season game. They'll open up section play likely here in Victoria next week.
Probably the number 2 seed, I would think.
They're just about a lock for the number 2 seed.
Behind the Minnetonka Skippers,
They actually could play Bloomington Jefferson in their first section game. I think it'll probably be Chaska, Chan, or New Prague, but we'll see how the section seeding comes out. Anyway.
8-minute overtime here, though, Brandon, for those unaware with high school OT rules. If we don't get a goal, no shootout, we just end in a tie, as Orr has learned their lesson many times this year.
Here we go. Rasmussen and Keppel on the dot. 2-minute power play coming here for the Spartans. 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. This Holy Family kill is very tough. Here's Rasmussen, who scored the lone goal tonight for Orono, and they have a chance to set it up from the line. Bickett. Ooh, that maybe took a deflection off Kimbrell, and it goes wide. Numerical advantage along the end wall. 2 Spartans there, and they're able to win the puck. Rasmussen feeds Grandy at the line. Schmidt wants it, pounds her stick, and ended up getting herself tied up there on the one-timer. She'll fire one that ricochets off the shin pads of Keppel. Valentini looks to clear. Won't on the first effort, tied up with Kimbrell. Schmidt works into the middle, high slot. Oh, it changed directions. Blair down to cover it. Oh, that was a shot that took a 1 or 2 redirects, and Blair got on top of it.
Yeah, a great read there by Sedona Blair. As a goaltender, you got to be aware of those kind of situations, and she does an excellent job to track it. Not every time when that happens do you get fortunate like that, but she does. Great awareness to follow it, and this game still remains tied.
Rasmussen, a big face-off win. Spartans will keep possession. Paulson, Nickum almost had it tied up in the referee's skates. Nickum gets it, shoots, and that's a nice save again by Blair. There was Zoe Lopez kind of there in the kitchen, but Blair saw it all the way.
Yeah, 1:06 remaining here on the power play, so we're just a little bit less than halfway through for the Spartans.
And another big face-off. They just keep ramping up. Tie up, Rasmussen protects, gets some support from her wingers. Paulson, there to Plyman. They play catch. Plyman works down, off the pad, they score! Zoe Lopez cleans it up, and Orono wins it in overtime.
What a game, Brandon. What a finish. The overtime winner. Who else than Zoe Lopez? 27th goal of the year. And, that penalty comes back to bite the Holy Family Fire here tonight as they will fall. A rare home loss for the Fire. And what a way to end this game for Orono. They were outshot almost 2-1, but they did not quit. They, again, an undersized team compared to Holy Family in terms of height, but wow, they certainly earned this win here tonight. They fought hard all night long despite being outshot. What a game. That's got to boost their confidence certainly heading into section playoffs.
Yeah, and Holy Family, they were unbeaten in their last 6 meetings against Orono. This is the first win for the Spartans over the Holy Family standalone program. Last win for them was January 24, 2017, back when Holy Family and Waconia were still co-oping. So over 6 years since the Spartans have got a win, and based on the celebrations, you can tell what it means to the program. They meet for the first time, not as Wright County Conference compatriots, but this is a non-conference game here tonight. Orono gets a big win, and you know, we mentioned the overtime games and a lot of ties for Orono, but then you look on the flip side. How about Holy Family? They've lost 6 times this season. 4 of those were in the extra session.
Yeah, I mean, they would be the big benefactors of the added points if there
Yeah.
was a point system in the high school league. But yeah, I mean, they've had so many close games this year, and you know, it's been fun to watch them as well. Again, this loss hurts for them for sure, but going into sections, like we've talked about, they're going to be right there, you would think, in the Section 2 AA final, probably against the Minnetonka Skippers. And who knows, you catch Minnetonka on a bad day. I think Holy Family, even though they lost to them earlier in the year, that promises to still be an exciting matchup if it happens. Again, they got to take care of business first, but you know, we think that they will, and who knows? We'll wait and see what we get come section time.
So 2-1 the final. Orono wins on the power play goal there by Zoe Lopez. Holy Family falls to 18-6-1. They'll wrap up their regular season there. Wait for the section brackets to come out later this weekend. Orono, they still get one more coming up there, 16-3-4. And coming up, we still have a couple more Hockey Night in Minnesota matchups.
Yes, I was just going to mention that, Brandon. We've got one more to add on the girls' side, and that will come on Tuesday next week. I'm going to hold off on making the official announcement because we got to figure a couple things out still.
Sure.
But I think if you look at the schedule, you might be able to figure out what game we're choosing because it's the best one on the docket that night. But that will be our final girls' Hockey Night in Minnesota. We've got 2 more. We've got one on Saturday.
I was going to note, we have Hill Murray at Maple Grove, Saturday, 3 p.m., Maple Grove Community Center. I'll be up there for that one. TBD if we'll have anybody on color, but we'll see. If not, I'll fly solo. I'm excited to see the Hill Murray Pioneers. I will say some outlets have Hill Murray at number 1 in the rankings here late in the season after their win over Andover. They've been red hot. So Hill Murray, Maple Grove, that's the last one on the schedule. As you said, we're hoping to add one more, fingers crossed. But
We should be able to. I don't want to officially say that we've got it before we've locked it up. But
Yep.
I think we're in a good spot there. And then, of course, what we can confirm is that early next week, probably either Tuesday or Wednesday, keep your eyes peeled to Kare 11 Plus. We're going to have a special girls section preview episode of Inside the Bubble. You and me, Brandon, are going to go section by section, team by team. It's going to take a while. It's going to be a long episode.